Newfoundland and Labrador have been a great support to families in our community affected by pediatric cancers. And we're going to show you an excerpt now from a video that gives you a little bit of an idea of who they are and the impact that they've had on families.
Well, I think your world is turned upside down. Your whole family's world.
It was totally devastating. It was the end of life, as you know, and you wouldn't wish it on your worst enemy.
As we went through the process, we did get to meet lots of families. Just talking, socializing, just knowing that we weren't alone, it made all the difference.
Think of the candlelighters as that light at the end of the tunnel. That's so very dim and so very dark at the beginning. But as you go forward through your treatment and hopefully into remission and move on with the rest of your life, that candlelight gets brighter and brighter as you go forward.
Get involved or donate to the Candlelighters Association of Newfoundland and Labrador, because kids can't fight cancer alone.
Well, joining me now to talk about the Candlelighters Association and to hear firsthand the positive impact that it can make is Amanda Kinsman, the Provincial Family Program Coordinator, and Lori Pike, who's the Candlelighters Association Board President. I'd like to welcome you both to Out of the Fog.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. So, of course, we just saw a part of your video that kind of described, obviously, the impact that it can make and what you do. But, Amanda, if you can just, I guess, elaborate a little bit more for us about this association.
Sure. The Candlelighters Association started in 1982 with 14 parents of leukemia patients. And from there, it's grown into what it is today, a board full of parents, caregivers, survivors, and siblings of children who've been affected by cancer. And we service approximately 300 families in Newfoundland and Labrador. And our province actually gets about 25 new diagnoses a year, so we provide services to those families also. So we're there to provide programs, support services for families in Newfoundland and Labrador affected by childhood cancer.
Right. And Laura, I know that obviously you're board president, but you have a very personal connection because in terms of people who avail of these programs and services. Just tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. About, almost 9 years ago now, my son Adam, when he was 4 years old, was diagnosed with a medulloblastoma brain tumor. He was diagnosed again like a month before he turned 5. Mm-hmm. He had a 9-hour surgery, 6 hours or 6 weeks of radiation, and 9 rounds of chemo.
Wow. So obviously, I mean, how did being involved with this association how did it impact your family and your life?
When your child is diagnosed, you feel completely alone, and the Candlelighters really made us feel like a part of a family. Other families who've gone through the same type of diagnosis as us, similar diagnosis, and through that cancer journey with our families. There's support services that are there through Candlelight, the Christmas parties, the coffee breaks, the chats, just so you don't feel so alone.
Right. So what does it mean to you to be part of this, and knowing that you've had this firsthand experience, and now that you're able to help other families?
Sure. I mean, once Adam finished his treatment, a lot of people would say, it's over, let's put that past us. But for me, a lot of families were going to be going through the same experience that we were as a family, and I wanted to give back to them as well. So to help those families that are coming behind us, to help them, that's why I got involved.
Right. I mean, I know that you talked about, programs and services, but can you talk about some of the specifics that you provide or that people avail of?
Sure. The first introduction to the Candlelighters for newly diagnosed families is through our care package. And we have a really great relationship with our oncology team here at the Janeway. So our oncology team will hand them over a Candlelighter care package. It has our membership form, it has our information, and a number of gift cards, which really help during the diagnosis phase. Things like grocery, gas, even restaurant vouchers, anything to kind of offset that burden during a time that's just really heartbreaking and difficult. So that's the first introduction. When families sign our membership form that's in that package, then they can start to access more programs. Some things like our Candlelighter cupboard is available at the Janeway. That's available to all families. So when they come into the Janeway, either for treatment or if they're coming in for any type of follow-up. The cupboard is filled with snacks and goodies for families to enjoy while they're there. There's many long hours at the Janeway, so it's just a little break for them to enjoy something together. And sometimes a sibling who's with a family might feel like they're a little bit left alone or left on their own, and so this might be an opportunity for families to just walk out with their sibling and go pick out a nice treat. We have our coffee shops, like Lori mentioned, so twice a month the Candlelighters set up coffee shops and bring in snacks, and we just sit with the families and play and enjoy being with the kids and try to make that time a little bit easier. And some other types of programs we have is the Dr. Jack Hand Memorial Scholarship, and that's a really special scholarship for survivors. And our biggest project, which Lori also mentioned, Camp Delight, that's an 8-day residential camp for children who've been diagnosed with cancer, siblings, and bereaved siblings. We see about 60 kids a year, 60 to 65, and they come out to the camp and they do everything any other camp would offer, arts and crafts and recreation, waterfront, but they're not limited by their condition because we have a full medical team that come along with us.
Right. You know, it seems like everybody's family has been touched by cancer one way or another. I haven't experienced in terms of, you know, anybody in my family when it comes to pediatric cancers, but when you think of supports and even the little things, you know, the coffee shops and the little care packages, but that does make a huge difference, doesn't it? What is it that you hear from families?
Families are so appreciative of the welcome kit that they get as well, because during that time you're lost. You really don't know where your next going to be, and you know, for them to have that welcoming for them and that little bit of help at the beginning, it's really nice for them, and just to know there's help for them.
Right. I know that obviously, like many associations, you try to do a lot of fundraising and help keep those programs and services alive. I know that you have some, I know you mentioned some of the events that you held throughout the year, but I know you have some Christmas cards, which are very unique that I'd like you to tell us about.
These cards, actually, the Christmas card campaign started 2 years ago, and we fundraised throughout the season by selling these cards, and the money raised go to support families who have gone through a diagnosis, but also might be struggling a little financially during this time of year. And who doesn't struggle really with Christmas season? But what we do is we work really closely with our social worker at the Janeway, and we offer a number of families our Christmas care package, which is $1,000 worth of gift cards, and it really helps for sure. So these little images on the cards were actually wonderful artists. It's our campers from Camp Delight. So again, like I mentioned, that's children who've been diagnosed, siblings and bereaved siblings, and they're just wonderful little cards, and they're just so heartwarming. And the package is 6 images, so you get 2 of each, so 12 cards all together for $10.
Okay, so I'm sorry, but we have to wrap it up here. I know we've had a wonderful conversation, but we have to tell people how to get in touch if they want to buy the cards.
That's right. So toll free 1-866-745-4448, or you can contact me by email, coordinator@candlelightersnl.ca.
Okay, well, Lori and Amanda, I want to thank you very much, and all the best with the Christmas card campaign this year.
Merry Christmas.
Okay, Merry Christmas to you as well. We are going to take a very short break, but we'll be right back. Stay with us.